All right, looks like we are good this time. Our first quarter is basically a wash, but it is 17-16 Pitman at the end of the first quarter. We apologize for the delay, if you will. We tried everything with our Wi-Fi network, just couldn't get it to work. We thought we had it, and then it disconnected, and whole bunch of shenanigans, and now we are back on the air. But Elijah Crispen now up to 995 points. He has 5 remaining before he gets to that 1,000 mark. He inbounded the ball to start the quarter, and now he's almost going to have the ball taken away from him. He's going to try it from the free-throw line. He gets fouled. So we should be good now. We, after all of that, we should be good. So Crispen will have 2 shots to try to get to 997. First one goes. Crispen is a legendary family name here in Pitman, the small town community. John Crispen in 1999 had 2,319 points. Joe Crispen in 97 had 2,651. As he'll now be stuck at 996 in a 17-all game. Oh, a nice crossover, and that'll be a foul. The first Pitman basketball player in the boys' history to reach 1,000 points was John Fox back in 1968. And of course, you had 3 scorers alone who reached the mark in 2011. Luke Dixon, Dylan Colgate, and Tim Delaney, who played at Penn State for a couple of years. And in the last 10 years, it's been Eric Stafford, Luke Castagna, and Rob Peterson was the last one to do it in 2020 with 1223. But he would be the 3rd Crispen as this one goes. And that will do it. Elijah Crispen adds his name to a legendary list in black and orange. 1,000. With that 3-pointer to give the Panthers the lead, he has reached a milestone of his own. And there he is, the 3rd Crispen in family history, including Joe and John in 97 and 99, 25 years ago. It still lives on. And we came back just in time. And there it is. There's the ball right there. 1,000 career points. Well, that's an excellent moment right there for Elijah. Our point was one off, but he still got it. And a legendary family name adds another to the list. And even after the celebration, guess what? He's staying in the game. So, got to give it up for him as he gets a nice ovation from the crowd. His family's here. They have a nice sign for him. Almost Pitman royalty at this point. I mean, the family history spans so long. So they'll inbound it to start. As it's now 20-17, Crispen hits his 1,000th, and that will bank in. 20-19, so we got the accomplishment. And now we can talk about basketball in hand. How about this for 1,002? He's got it. I told you he wasn't going to stop. I mean, he hits the shot, stays in the game. A lot of these guys, when they do these accomplishments, they get subbed out and, they ride the bench for a little while just to kind of think it over. No, he's not wasting any time. He's a hard-working man. foul on Pitman, so that's a fella I've worked with for a couple of years, Kevin Quirk. He's the public address announcer for Audubon High School football, my home school, and we've shared many laughs over the years. And in the winter, when he's not commentating football, he's refereeing basketball. He's made it up to the high school level and is on the crew for a good game tonight. At the line for the Rams is number 1, Anthony Farmer. He'll go for his second, and he's got it. 22-21. It is up, and Devaney on the floater couldn't get it. Crispen's going to go for another one, crosses over to the left and a little wide. Rebound, Salem. So now that we've kind of let that event clear our heads for a couple of minutes, I mean, let's talk about these two teams, because we didn't get to in a pregame show because our internet had blacked out. So right now, Pitman is first in the Tri-County Classic Division. They are 10-4. Salem right up with them, above 500, third in the division, just a half step behind Salem. Half step behind Wildwood. But as we said, Elijah Crispen is the third family member with that last name to reach 1,000 points as a Panther. Joe Crispen did the same in 97. John Crispen did it in 99. Joe Crispen played 2 years in the NBA for the Lakers and the Suns. Didn't get too many minutes, but not many of us can say that we played a single minute in the NBA. And of course, he is the leading scorer in Pitman's history with 2,651 to his name. And again, John also has 2,300, so that one is up, no good. Second chance, third chance, no good. Fourth chance, no! Fifth chance, no! The student section has erupted into pandemonium as 5 shots in a row fail to go for the Rams, and these guys in the whiteout are loving it. That is funny. 5 shots in a row missed for Salem. Funny what the student section did, It's just Audubon's done that a couple times, but they've taken it a little too far in what they do sometimes. Crispen passes the rock out to Fizzicaro. He's wide right. Kostiuk goes in for the board, steps away, doesn't get it. Rebound, Salem. We've been on kind of a scoring lull since Crispen had that historic shot. Deep three. Good. Wow. And that really shows that your shot selection really varies depending on who's got the ball. I mean, you miss 5 layups in a row, and then you hit a NBA range 3. Wow. Not sure if I saw a lot of contact there, but it was enough to draw the foul from Fizzicaro. He'll go to the line. In what has been a foul-heavy first half, Pitman is already 1 away from having the bonus, and we still have over a half a quarter to play. 4:26 remaining in the second. Pitman needs to make both shots to tie the game at 24 apiece, and he's got the first. Don't forget, for the Pitman fans, we will be here one more time on February 9th versus the Overbrook Rams in interconference but out of division play. Salem trying to rowdy up Fizzicaro and have him brick here, which he will not. Tie game. Just under 4.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Double traffic. Kostiuk gets it. Kostiuk hangs onto it, passes it to Crispen for 3. No good. Rebound, Hudson Rue. That's good. Hudson Rue gives Pitman the lead, 25-24. Here comes Rue again. He'll have a second chance for a 4-point play. Now goes to Fizzicaro. Devaney loses it. A crazy sequence we've got here. What a pass, Crispen. What a pass from the entire Pitman team. Stephen Devaney drills it. You don't get a much better sequence than that. I mean, Pitman has been passing the ball in an elite manner. It's not all about how you shoot, but it's also about how you pass and how you help your teammates on the offensive side of the ball. From three, that is no good. A little bit of a tangle there between Devaney and Weathers. Oh, Crispen's going to go for another one. A nice pass at the middle. He's got it. Salem calls a timeout. And so will we. We're going to catch our breath after a good 10 or 15 minutes of just nonstop action. 30-24. Pitman leads by 6 with about 3 minutes left to play in the half. We'll be right back. So Pitman leads by 6, and we were just talking about this over the break, but Elijah Crispen, he very well could have done what a lot of people do when they're close to 1,000 points. Their teammates just chuck him the ball, and he jacks up a bunch of three-pointers until he makes it. But that's not what they did. I mean, they played a regular game of basketball. They were not worried about the accomplishment. Once they got it, they would do the celebration, and then it would be over, and then you're back to playing a normal basketball game. And I really, really respect Pitman for doing that. I mean, he waited until about 45 seconds into the second quarter. He very well could have just gone to the three-point line, shot up 3 threes, and if he made all of them, he would have had it in like 90 seconds. Fouled on his way up, didn't get it, or didn't get the and one. That'll be a foul on Pitman. Going to the line will be number 1, Anthony Farmer. He's been here a couple times. He's a frequent flyer here for the Rams. 4 fouls on each side, 1 more for either, and that gives them a bonus. That one goes. But as we were saying, we will be here on February 9th for coverage between the Panthers and the Overbrook Rams. Our next basketball broadcast will be, let's see, what is today? The 23rd. So that would end up being Friday, January 26th, with the Morristown Friends Foxes and the Delran Bears for what will be our 250th broadcast. Crispen from deep, no good. It's a dangerous shot, and I've critiqued him a couple times for making it, but at the same time, he's a son or a nephew of former NBA player. I can't really complain that much when you've got that kind of lineage in your family. But what I really like about Elijah is that he does not use... Oh, here we go, Hudson Rue. Elijah again into the paint. Rue in the corner. Rue knocks a man down, and that'll be a foul on Salem. I thought that might have been a blocking foul there, but it goes the other way. And with Pitman getting the bonus, Hudson Rue goes to the line for 2. But what I really like about Elijah is that he does not use the success of his family as a way to be arrogant or, above everyone else. He's just like everybody else. He's a small town guy. He plays for a local community who appreciates him. He appreciates the local community. And, just because you've got John Crispen and Joe Crispen and you've got the legacy of the Crispen family, even before I really got interested in Pitman athletics and, my cousin who lives down in Pitman Grove, shout out to my cousin Chris, by the way, I would always hear stories about the Crispens and how, they were one of the most successful basketball families or athletic families in the county. And now another name gets added to that legendary lineage. Salem a little hesitant on the ball here with 2 minutes left. They're not really going to push the pace right now with the score that they have. Wow. So that shot is going to be waved off. Looks like it's going to be called an offensive foul. And because it's an offensive foul, the shot will not count. As Costia can bounce it to Crispen. Minute 45 to play in the second. Stay tuned for the halftime break and our Garden State Pet Center halftime show. As that one rolls in, nice one from Costia. Crispen got a hand on it. Now it goes up in traffic, didn't get it. Devaney passes it to Crispen. Crispen's like the traditional point guard where he is just an incredible passer, and he's also going to shoot a lot of threes like that one that does not go. But he's not going to have the most points on the team. He's going to be the kind of guy that's, again, going to give you the most assists. He's going to give you the most, he's going to give you the most offensive movement. He's going to be the guy to space the floor. He's going to be the guy to give you kind of the most leverage for the four other guys on the floor. But Devaney gets a nice dime to Crispen. Makes it a 4-point game, 36-32. Fouled on his way up. Ron Myers not happy with that one. He'll get 2 shots. And it'll be, again, the frequent flyer, Anthony Farmer. Both teams now with the bonus here as Salem looks to erase the deficit before the break. But yes, Friday, January 26th will be some Burlington County action between the Morristown Friends Foxes and the Delran Bears. It will be our 250th broadcast, dating back to September of 2021. Actually, no, I remember the date very well. October 5th, 2021. Am I the only one hearing that? It sounds like a whistle of some sort. It sounded like something coming from the speakers. But October 5th, 2021 was our first ever broadcast. It was varsity men's soccer between Gloucester and Audubon. And now 250 games later, we are now, in my opinion, better than ever. And a big thanks to everybody that has made this journey possible from 2021 to the present day here in 2024. And hopefully we will, I know for a certain we'll be hitting number 300 on our broadcasts by the time April is done with our baseball schedule. Salem's got about 6 seconds to shoot. A nice move. Devaney's got it. He's got time for a heave. Goes to Runo. But Pitman, after a nice accomplishment from Crispen, they end the half up top, 38-34. We are back in full swing. We'll be right back after this. 38-34 Panthers. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
At the start of the third quarter, packed gym here in Pitman at the Robert Waddell Gym. It is 38-34. Pitman has held their own all day. However, Salem has kept themselves just as much in it. And of course, at the start of the second quarter, Elijah Crispen got his 1,000th career point, adding his name to a long list of Gloucester County legends and Pitman legends, and he is the third Crispen family member, including Joe in 97 and John in 99, to acquire 1,000 points. And he is the first since Rob Peterson in 2020 to do the same. And we just got a little hint. There is Rob Peterson from 2020, the last 1,000-point scorer until tonight. So he had a front row seat to that accomplishment. That is a foul, and only takes us 7 seconds to get our first foul at a half. Man, it has been a foul-heavy game. Pitman has had the bonus in both quarters with that new 5-foul rule. Well, let's take a look at what Pitman and Salem are dealing with in the Tri-County Classic Division. They right now are in first and third, respectively, as you can see there, the teams highlighted in gold. Pitman 10-4, Salem 7-5, both above 500 as that three ball goes. Nice one. From number 11, Mr. Lacater, and then along with that, Wildwood second in the division, Gloucester Catholic in fourth, but still at a steady 7-5. And then along with that, Clayton 3-11, Salem Tech 1-10. They just picked up their first win of the year versus CCTS last night. Sonny Myers got a hand on that, and that will be a Salem ball. Salem takes it back for Lacater. Goes to Farmer. From three, it is no good. As Salem has pulled this into a one-point game, and trying to pull the ball out is Tinges. They're going to pass it beyond the arc again as they're going to try to get a little leverage here early in the third. Oh, that one gets taken away. Here comes a nice pass, but it goes a little too much on the power side, and that'll be a turnover. A little less power on that throw, and that's a perfect pass in transition to get a couple points, but just couldn't hang on to it. About a minute and a half played in this second half, with Pitman leading 38-37. They had a very early run where they were up 7-1. Oh, a nice fake and a three ball short. Really fooled Trey Tinges there, but they're going to hang on to it. Lacater passes it out to half court. Back to Lacater. Lacater to the left, crosses over to the right. Doesn't fool Crispen, though. That will be waved off for a foul. But Pitman this year 10-4. They got off to a hot start with a 4-0 run. And as we said, their last game on Saturday, they took a big 88-50 loss versus Haddonfield, in the Paul Sixth Winter Classic. That was a game I attended just because Paul Sixth is right down the street from where I live in Audubon. That one is up and good. Salem retakes the lead, 39-38, and we got a technical. Who's it against? I think it's against Salem. I think somebody said one of the forbidden words. So Crispen will go to the line to shoot some free throws. So I don't know if the technical was on a player or on the coach, because when I saw Kevin signify that there was a technical, it didn't look like he was pointing it towards anybody. Crispen makes his first to tie the game. His second does not go. So we are tied 39-39. I think it might have been a coach's thing, because it looks like the same 5, yeah, the same 5 are out there as there were before. So I don't think that was a player issue, and I think, in the words of George Carlin, somebody said one of the magic words that you can't say. Stephen Devaney goes to the baseline, now passes out to Tinges. From the paint, goes back to Fizzicaro. That almost got batted in by accident. Salem still has it now. Nice crossover. Lacater fouled on his way up, and he'll get 2 shots. Third foul of the quarter for Pitman as Lacater goes to the line. Seems like neither coach is really happy with how the Pinstripes have called things today. I mean, it's been a very foul-heavy game, as we said. Both teams had the bonus in the second quarter. Pitman had the bonus in the first. Knocking down the first one is Lacater. He'll go for his second. He's got it. Crispen will inbound. This is a lot closer of a game than it was versus Eastern. You know, last time we were here on the 23rd of December. Crispen from 3. Good! Knocks it down. Barely any movement on the net. That makes it 42-41 as they erase that deficit right away. Goes over to number 3, who banks it off. Back to Tinges. Going to try to extend the lead. Using some hip-to-hip action. Doesn't get it. Crispen gets the steal. Passes it through the legs, but it does not go. One-on-one in transition. A nice oh, and the ball got stuck. Couldn't have done that again if you tried. You don't see that every day. Add that to the DWB blooper reel. Just like the first game you ever worked with me when the fireworks went off at Alcyon. The fireworks, somebody set off a stray firework on July 5th, the day after Independence Day, and always fun around here. A lot of heavy contact. Salem trying to force a bad shot. No good. Salem wanted to walk, didn't get it. Goes back to Devaney, wastes no time, passes it to Tinges. Tinges finds room. Who got the last touch? That will be Pitman. Fizzicaro will inbound here. Up, no good. In transition, 3, no good. Here comes another one. Rolling down the court fast, no foul. Oh my goodness, here we go. Back to Fizzicaro, 3, good! Fizzicaro knocks it down, 4-point lead, and a huge swing for the Panthers. And a timeout called by the Rams, an obviously frustrated blue and white squad. We'll be right back. 3:19 to play in the third. 45-41, Panthers lead. We're back with 3 minutes and a chunk of change to play in the third. Salem gets the ball. De Jesus inbounds it to Farmer. Lets it fly, doesn't get it. Second chance, good for Weathers. Passes it in the corner. I think Salem tipped that barely. De Jesus got a hand on it. So Fizzacaro will inbound. Gets it to Crispen. Oh, he's just going to go straight for it. No good. He's going to try to hang on to it. Double traffic into the lane. Good. Nice layup there to tie the game from Weathers. I mean, these guys are playing physical basketball. They're playing tough, hard-nosed basketball. They just know how to play. Both teams are really ringing off of each other really well, and it makes for a really good product, not just for the cameras, but also for the fans here. You know, they're getting a good show. Crispen off the glass. 47-45. Almost a fumble there as Ferrer hangs onto it. That one is up and no good. It'll be a foul on his way up, so they will get 2 shots for, again, Anthony Farmer. I don't know how many free throws he's attempted tonight, but I'm sure it is a lot. It's got to be in the double digits by this point. I mean, he's attempted a lot of them, and mostly because he's been one of the most active players on this team. I mean, he's always been in the lane. He's always been in the middle of the play. He hasn't really been – he's really been shoehorned into these plays back and forth. Devaney's going to get subbed out, and so will Tinges. So Rue and Kostiuk coming in. That one's good. 47-46. Under 2 minutes to play in the third. Crispen with his back turned to the basket. Spins around, gets a nice feed to Rue. Rue rolls over, foul. So, you could see about 8 hands go up simultaneously. They didn't like that call, and now Rue, for the second time tonight, goes to the line. I don't know. It's been a couple plays where, you know, maybe the contact's a little questionable, but that's a brick. Didn't get it, but he still can get a 2-point lead if he makes the second one. Crispen and Fizzacaro behind them. He's got it. 48-46. Relatively high-scoring one for high school basketball standards tonight. Of course, a little bit different than what we saw last Monday on Martin Luther King Day with Maple Shade beating Clayton 89-80, which that was still crazy for high school, but that's what we saw. Nice spin. Oh, just a little short. Here comes a bullet from Crispen. Salem wanted to travel, didn't get it, and he's got the and one. So that will be, Salem definitely wanted to travel there, but instead they got the opposite effect in getting an extra and one free throw for Sonny Myers. It's up and no good. Pitman hangs on to a 4-point lead. They've got 1:15 to play. Back to Farmer from the Panther logo. Gets it in on a nice coast-to-coast, and it's 50-48. Fizzacaro had to grab that one with one hand. A tough inbound. 3, no good. Banks off the front of the rim. And to tie the game, no good. Rebound, Kostiuk. They're wasting no time. Cherry picking it down the floor, and it's good. Salem not really looking to push the pace. They're going to try to keep this thing as level-headed as possible with An 8-minute fourth quarter ahead of them. 22 seconds and counting. Farmer. Again, Farmer's going to wait for that right play to make. I don't know why he took that shot. I think the student section got to him. But that's something that you just got to tune out. 48-52 in favor of the Panthers. We'll be right back after this. 8 more minutes in regulation to play here on DWB. Panthers lead by 4, as it's 52-48. Student section has been in it from the very tip-off. I thought it would maybe dissipate a bit once Crispen got his 1,000th point, but they are not slowing down anytime soon. They are electric as ever, as Pitman is going to try to hang on to their 6th divisional win of the year. They're an undefeated 5-0 in divisional play this year for the Tri-County Classic Division. This one gets passed out. Really holding the rock beyond the arc, but you need 2 shots from in the paint to tie the game. From 3, goes! Nice! Anthony Farmer drills to 3, and it's going to make it a 1-point game. Puts it up, short. Rue gets the offensive board, but it's going to go back to the Rams to take the lead. He's got it. Farmer knocks it off the glass and keeps the Rams right in it. They have not lost a step at all. Crispen gets it in. I mean, this is a great back-and-forth battle here. This is hopefully going to culminate into a great ending. Reminds me a little bit of Paulsboro-Woodbury, what we had a couple of weeks ago after the new year in Colonial Conference play. 2 local rivals who, they were feeding off of each other so well. Nice off the glass. Nice shot there to get the second chance points from number 5, Weathers. Paul Weathers. Farmer, no. There's the and one. This time from Sonny Myers. Devaney checks in, Rue checks out. Pitman up by 1, and 1 can still keep it a 1-possession game, but obviously a 1-point lead is never something to exhale with. Always have to hold your breath with those. Those are never easy to hold on to. But now with a 2-point lead, still got to have that lockdown defense for these next 6 minutes. I mean, these guys have been playing back and forth, offensive-heavy basketball. I mean, Pitman's not necessarily a tall team. Devaney's probably 6'1", 6'2". You got Sonny Myers there also running the backcourt. It's not like these guys are going to throw down a lot of windmills here and there. They're going to play the small ball defense. Crispen not happy with that call. Neither was Ron Myers or anybody in the student section or anybody in the Panther faithful for that matter. But Salem will hang on to the possession here. I think they, they needed the towel. That's what it was. Throw in the towel, they say. It's right near the Salem bench. Towel gets thrown downstairs. 1-0. Towel ended up unraveling a little bit, went a little bit flat. So we'll resume play here with 5:56. Goes to De Jesus. Nice crossover in the lane. No, that's short. Salem wanted a foul, didn't get it. This quarter's been a little bit more hesitant on the fouls, only one from each side. Myers playing bully ball in the post, now from 3. Crispen didn't get it. He thought he had it, but that goes up, no good. That ball gets tipped in the air. Who's going to keep it in? Kostiak got the throw, and it's going to be Salem ball. Referees are going to talk this one over. Again, these crazy sequences have been going on all night. These guys have been playing back and forth, basically bully ball. I mean, the defense has just been crazy. There's been guys flying all over the court. Yeah, that definitely should be Salem ball. But now Ron Myers is wanting an explanation here. Well, I think maybe Kostiak might have been out of bounds when he threw it in, or when he tried to make that deflection off of the Salem player. That could have been what happened. I'm not exactly sure, but going to be called against Salem, their second foul of the quarter. Uh-oh. That's a technical on, I think that's a technical on Salem's coach. I think he's done. He threw his clipboard on the ground. He spiked his clipboard. Ron Myers said something about it, and Kevin called the technical. And because I believe that would be a second technical of the game, so he's going to get thrown out. Salem will have to go with a interim head coach for the next 5 minutes. That's always going to set up an interesting situation here as Crispen makes his second. 58-55. Now he's walking back to the bench. That's the second technical. I thought the first technical was assessed against a coach because nobody was subbed out after the first technical. So I'm not sure what's going on, but when we have, wow, that one goes. And he just threw out a fan. The refs just threw out a fan. The referees just threw out a Salem fan. Wow. And the Pitman police are coming in. Wow. He was... This could get ugly, folks. This could get ugly in the next 5 minutes. I mean, you hope you pray to God it doesn't, but you've seen crazy things happen before. These two teams played earlier this year in December. There's a 3-ball. Goes from the corner by Bundy. Crispen. Jump ball. I mean, you know, wow. I'm still trying to process what just happened. I mean, we saw a technical assessed against the head coach, and Yeah, no, I was just about to say, I mean, all due respect to the fan, but he was basically yapping the whole night. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, you got to respect the game. You got to have some respect for the officials, and I hear fans all the time. They say these crazy, unfounded things, and they don't get anything but a slap on the wrist for it. So I'm glad that they took accountability and they did that. Shot gets called off. It's going to be a foul on DeJesus. So I guess they're allowing the head coach to stay on the floor, but he's just not coaching. He's just kind of standing there. 3 ball. No good. But the last time these two guys played, as we were saying, it was a 2-point game. It was a 2-point game. Pitman won 64-62. And this game is looking a lot like that. High offense, high tension. I mean, these two teams, I wouldn't say they've got a fierce rivalry, but one might be brewing after tonight. Paul Weathers misses his first. Yeah, I'm imagining the Salem team might get a little assistance from the Pitman PD on the way to the bus tonight. I mean, no, I shouldn't say that. No, that wouldn't happen with Pitman. They don't do those kinds of things. Where I come from, that does happen sometimes. But Devaney off the glass, it's good. 63-58. Crispen gets tossed around like a merry-go-round, and rebound goes to Myers. Crispen rebounds and gets it off the glass. That's a good bounce back. That's a good way to come back from adversity and get yourself in a good rhythm. I mean, yeah. Not much more you could say there. DeJesus. He will get fouled, and Devaney not happy with it. Devaney not happy with that call, and timeout called by Pitman. 2:55 to play in the fourth. I'm going to need a timeout to clear my head. It's 65-58. Pitman leads by 7, but by no means are we over by any means necessary. We'll be right back. Just under 3 minutes to play in the fourth. Goes back to Salem and back to Paul Weathers. DeJesus. Passing it deep beyond the arc. Nice crossover. Off the glass and good for Weathers. He's got another. Crispen has it. Oh, nice save by Fizicaro. Keeps it in bounds. Crispen Up the middle. Goes to Myers. That'll be a travel. Yeah. Usually with those starting and stopping motions, usually that doesn't end well. Salem calls a timeout, and we'll keep it here, 65-60. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center, the place to be for all things pet-related, including toys, food, cages, accessories, and more. Visit today, 7 days a week on the 200 block of Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, or visit online at exoticpetsnj.com. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I wonder how many subscribers I have to get a pet snake. You ever petted a snake, Vince?
Maybe I think once at a fair.
At a fair. I mean, they have like parrots and everything. I couldn't buy a parrot. Well, first of all, if the parrot started working for me, I'd have to pay him, and not just that, but at the same time, like, in all seriousness, parrots are really like lifelong commitment. Sometimes they live to like 100 years. It's crazy how long like the domestic parrots live. Now that the exotic pet talk is over, although I wouldn't really call parrots exotic, I would definitely call like snakes and tarantulas. That's another one. They'll pass it out, moves to the left and to the right, just like a snake, and that's going to be back to Salem. They're going to hang on to it from 3. No good. Rebound by Fizzacaro. Kostiuk in heavy trouble. Off the glass, no, couldn't get the bank. Jump ball. Well, 90 seconds left to play, and depending on what happens in these next 90 seconds, it can either be a thriller or a bummer. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Farmer crosses over Kostiuk, passes it 2-3, air ball. He stepped out of bounds, that'll go the other way. .115 to play, 65-60. How long is Salem going to wait to foul? That will be a walk on Pitman. And now Kostiuk and Devaney checking in. Tinges checking out, so will Rue. So that's starting 5 with the exception of Kostiuk. Because remember, Tinges was in the starting 5, but he will not be in the final 5. At least from what we know. Oh, that will be going the other way. The shot will not count. Actually, no, now they're waiting for Rue and Tinges to check back in. So they called an offensive foul. 3 fouls on the Panthers, 4 on the Rams. 1 minute and 1 second to play with a 5-point lead. You got to wonder when that fouling is going to start. That's exactly when it will start. Right now. I mean, what do they always say? The last minute of a basketball game always ends up taking 20. And with Pitman now having the bonus, Salem will have a steep uphill climb with Elijah Crispen, who earlier tonight amassed 1,000 career points. He hits his first. He will go to the line to try to make this a 7-point game. Kostiuk checking in. Tinges back out. Devaney back in. Remember, our next broadcast, our 250th with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, will be this Friday, January 26th, between Morristown Friends and Delran, 6:30 p.m. start time. Hold on. Another technical just got called on Salem. A third. And now the head coach is gone. Yeah, I think that makes this game basically over. Elijah Crispen, I don't know when's the last time I've seen 3 technicals and a fan thrown out. So he makes it. He makes both. It is 69-60. I thought there was a limit to how many technicals a coach could get before he was thrown out. I thought it was a double technical and you have to leave the premises. But I don't know exactly. I mean, I've been saying this. I'm not sure if this is exactly what it is. I think that maybe it was a team technical and not a coach technical, hence why it could have been a bench tech. We see that all the time. If somebody from the bench says something in the terms of yappers, it gets two shots. But, man, I may be completely wrong on that. I apologize if I am, but all 3 technicals that were assessed against Salem looked like they were assessed against a coach. Because none of the players, when those technicals happened, none of the players walked off the court. None of them had to be subbed out. So it looked like it was probably a team tech. That's going to be, oh, wow. I thought that maybe his foot would have stepped over the line and they would have called a backcourt there, but they do not. And with the bonus and the push, Elijah Crispen goes to the line for 2 more. I mean, how about a heck of a night for Crispen? He'll have to be our player of the game, especially, not just because of the accomplishment, but because of how good he's been. All he needed was 9 points. But he did that and then some to help his team win, and he was really, really an incredible X factor in helping the Panthers win tonight. That makes it an 11-point game, 71-60. Definitely not as close of a game as it was in December. 3 ball, no good. Double traffic. Devaney in more defense. You've got Kostiuk open, but they are going to try to air this one out. And they'll try to start the buses again. Salem's not even going to foul or anything. They're going to let this one go. Salem 7-6, Pitman 11-4, and an incredible home win for the Panthers. The clock hits 0, 71-60. They tried a buzzer beater shot, got waved off, and that's where this story will end. Your player of the game, Elijah Crispen, as that was a great performance on all fronts. I mean, he did himself a heck of a job, and even though there were some very risky technicals, luckily the game still ends relatively peacefully as those players exchange hugs, and we'll all go back to the locker rooms, and we will go to our next broadcast on Friday, January 26th, our 250th. It's the Morristown Friends Foxes and the Delran Bears. Big thanks to everybody for having us out tonight. Our next Pitman broadcast will be February 9th, our second to last broadcast of the regular season between the Overbrook Rams and the Pitman Panthers in Tri-County action. From everybody here at DWB, our social media coordinators, Anthony DePalma and Gavin Van Rel, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel and Liam Nolan, and my wonderful producer, Vincent Folkt. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you on Friday for number 250, Morristown Friends and Delran. The final tonight, Pitman 71, Salem 60. We'll see you, folks. Have a good one.